Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today, guys, important to update you on several things. We will go from Barcelona to London, Madrid, Manchester, and Chelsea also. Let's jump into it. And so guys, here we are, as always, to keep you updated on transfers, as always, to keep you updated on all the latest. Let me start from Barcelona. Finally, official and confirmed what I've been telling you for weeks, months. Frenkie de Jong signs new contract at Barcelona. It's a 4-year deal till June 2029 for Frenkie de Jong, who said in public in a very honest way, I don't want to comment on my salary because the press in Spain said many fake news about that, created me a problem. These were the words of Frenkie de Jong, and so no comments on the salary, but it's going to be reduced compared to the previous one. And also important to say, new release clause, 500 million euros for Frenkie de Jong into his new contract at Barcelona. So new deal for Frenkie and no longer a potential free agent for 2026. Meanwhile, new sporting director for Tottenham, new but also old sporting director for Tottenham. Fabio Paratici, the Italian director, is back at Tottenham Hotspur officially because he's always been around the club with consultancy, always trying to help. Fabio Paratici, who did an excellent job in helping Tottenham to rebuild the squad a few years ago, and now will be in control again, and that's a really important news for Tottenham because Fabio Paratici, who is also really appreciated by many of the fans, people at the club, players. Well, what he did at Tottenham is really important, creating the crucial part of the squad we see right now playing in Champions League, winning a trophy with Europa League. Some of the best signings in the recent years of Tottenham are thanks to the work of Fabio Paratici, now back in control. He was a potential target for AC Milan a few months ago as new director, decided to continue in England and now back at Tottenham Hotspur. So get ready because Tottenham strategy with Paratici will now be back. Also important, guys, staying in London, to mention something quick on the situation of Moises Caicedo. I got many questions on what happens, on what's the situation of Moises Caicedo. There was a statement on the official accounts of Moises Caicedo a few days ago about his decision to part ways with his previous agents and go with new people to advise him. Guys, this situation for Moises Caicedo, from what I understand, is not linked to his future at Chelsea in this moment. Moises is happy at Chelsea. Moises is focused on Chelsea. Moises is only, it's important to say that, focused on Chelsea. So sometimes I try to explain to you, in football there are some cases of players who can change agent because they are preparing a move for the following year. This is something that happens, and when this happens, I'm always coming here and telling you. For example, a few days ago, Justin Kluivert, Bournemouth and Netherlands winger, decided to sign with new agency, Epic Sports, and there is a lot of interest in the player for 2026. So Kluivert can be an interesting case for 2026. The case of Moises Caicedo is different. Moises Caicedo in this moment is focused on Chelsea, fully focused on Chelsea. It's not linked, this change, to an imminent change of squad. That's not something that Caicedo is planning. He's on a long contract at Chelsea. Chelsea already in August started some conversations with his previous agents over potential new deal for Caicedo. The club maintained the intention to reward Caicedo with an important contract. He's already on a big salary, so it's not a urgent situation. He's on a long contract, so it's not an imminent or urgent situation. But Chelsea are very happy with Caicedo. Caicedo is happy at Chelsea, so that's the situation at the moment. Then, obviously, you will always see links, guys, because several clubs are always attentive to a fantastic player like Caicedo, but that's it. The player remains fully focused on Chelsea. Caicedo joined Chelsea from Brighton, and from Brighton, one of the next big names to move in the next months can be Carlos Baleba. Carlos Baleba, I told you over the summer transfer window, was a target for Manchester United. I told you about very positive exchanges between Baleba, his agents at United. He wanted the move, but he didn't want to force the move. He respected Brighton. He didn't want to ask the club to go, so was basically in Brighton's hands, and Brighton decided not to sell the player in the summer transfer window. What I can tell you on Carlos Baleba is that at the moment Brighton insist on their position not to sell the player in the January transfer window. So Brighton don't want to sell the player in January. For that to happen could only be a crazy proposal but really crazy, or maybe the player asking to go, but Brighton, even in that case, don't want to sell the player in January, so it's going to be difficult. In the summer might be different, because Brighton believe that Man United can be there. Then let's see obviously what happens around Man United in the next months, because that's going to be important. Amorim was pushing a lot for Baleba in the summer transfer window. Amorim saw Baleba as a perfect target for Man United, in terms of intensity in the midfield, in terms of skills, in terms of potential, in terms of knowledge of the Premier League. So he was considered as a perfect signing by people at the club and by the manager. Brighton closed the doors to that possibility. January, at the moment, Brighton don't want to sell the player, so it remains a difficult deal for January. For the summer, we will see what's going to happen there, because Man United might be there, and Brighton feel that maybe other clubs could also join the race for an important, talented midfielder like Carlos Baleba. So for sure, a situation to watch, also because, just in general, Baleba or another, Man United are looking for an important midfielder to add to the squad in 2026. We will see what kind of opportunities there will be in January, or eventually in the summer transfer window, but midfield will be a crucial position to cover for Manchester United next year, 2026. And then 2026 is also the year of the World Cup, guys. There is the World Cup incoming, and some players in the January transfer window might be interesting to follow because of their status at the club. So someone might want to go and try play because there is the World Cup incoming. I explained to you in the past video the situation of Kobbie Mainoo, for example, at Manchester United. Keep an eye also on other players. For example, so far this season, because of an injury, we have to mention that, Endrick at Real Madrid didn't play one single minute. Again, at the beginning of the season, Endrick was injured, so it's not Xabi Alonso didn't want to play Endrick. He suffered an injury, he was recovering, so he didn't want to force anything with the Brazilian. But what I can tell you is that already in the summer transfer window, there were several clubs interested in Endrick for a loan deal, from Italy, from France, from England, from Spain, so several clubs. And I'm told that several clubs are prepared to return in January. So if Endrick will not play much in the next 2-3 months, several clubs will return at the table in January, trying to offer a loan move for Endrick, something like come 6 months, play, score goals, try to go to the World Cup, and then return to Real Madrid in summer 2026. They will try, we will see, because in the summer, Endrick didn't want to leave. Endrick wanted to stay at Real Madrid to fight for his place at Real Madrid. So Endrick always had this desire to succeed at Real Madrid and didn't want to go even on loan. Real Madrid also wanted to keep Endrick, so Real Madrid closed doors to a loan move in the summer. What happens in January, we will see, but the attention around Endrick remains very high as a super talent who didn't want to leave Real Madrid even on loan, and Real Madrid didn't want him to go, but we will see what happens in January. And so guys, I'm your thoughts on all these stories, from the Jong to Endrick, which club should go for him, and then Baleba, Caicedo, several situations. Let me know your opinion, guys. Here in the comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.